So one of the things employers tell us is a big challenge for them when it comes to their early career development programs is how to engage managers. And we know from research that's often cited as this number one or number two challenge. So why is it such a big issue?
I think they're busy. The manager role in any large organisation is a really tough one. It's a pressure point. People above them want things done. People below them want answers for things. And unfortunately, the managers that grads and interns go and work with are not measured in their performance review at the end of the year as to, well, how well did you coach your grad? So it doesn't show up in their KPIs. What gets measured gets done. So getting managers really engaged in development programs beyond sitting on a panel or attending a briefing becomes hard.
So lots of reasons why it's hard to engage managers. Why does this matter?
Well, it matters for the graduate or the early career talent because the manager that they work for on that 6-month rotation or for the year has the most influence and to some extent control over what their experience is day to day, week to week, month to month in terms of the type of work that they get given, the types of development activities that they might participate in. And so the more that manager is engaged, the better the experience is for the graduate. It matters for the business because the better the experience of the graduate, the better the employer brand is back out on campus for the following year. But it matters for the manager as well. These graduates are coming into their teams on rotation or otherwise. They're part of the team. The more that young person is developing, the more effective they're going to be, the easier the manager's job becomes.
So what can we do about this? How can employers ensure that their managers are more engaged in these programs?
The very first step, the sort of most basic, is information packs and briefing calls. That's not a revelation. We should at least be doing that. The second stage is to actually train and develop managers to be great managers of early career talent, to understand what are the drivers, their motivations, why are they coming to your organisation, what does the development program look like, what are the opportunities for them to be involved. We find some research says 42% of employers go that far. That's a low figure in my opinion because the manager plays such a key role, but it's a good start. And then the third level, the premium, I guess, is to get the managers involved in actually delivering some of the development themselves. So actively involved as mentors, actively involved as coaches, actively sponsoring business projects on the job and investing time. 80% we find of employees involve their managers in some ways. I guess it's just a matter of, well, how serious are you about manager engagement and leveraging the value that can come from it, and what do you want to do about it at what level? But from a behavioural science point of view, like, how would behavioural science answer that question?
So I think the main thing that we know we should be doing from a behavioural science perspective is changing the social norm around manager involvement in early career program. And I think there are two ways, and that is kind of carrot and stick, so incentive and disincentive. From the kind of carrot perspective, what rewards are we giving managers that do get involved? How are we showing that if you are a manager who really leans in, that the organisation rewards you for doing that? Why do we expect our managers to lean in and spend so much of their very limited time supporting graduates if no one's even checking in on whether they do and there's no repercussion one way or the other? So what incentives can we give them for being the best manager of a graduate? And then, on the other side, what happens if they're not? Can we be linking their involvement with the programme to performance reviews, and managers who are more involved, who dedicate more of their time, get a better score? If it's not being measured, we're not communicating to those managers that this is really important. By using carrots and sticks, I think we can change the behaviour of managers. If the social norm is that managers in an organisation really get behind their graduates and the graduate programmes, that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that will be an established norm.
The point around the carrot and stick approach is really, really interesting. I wonder if one of the carrots could be we spend more time as employers and as providers selling the kind of what's in it for me factor to the managers. I think there's maybe some things we can be doing to create that carrot in programs as well.